A trip through Vineland with Buddy Bardfeld. Let's go! Let me introduce Toddles. Toddles and I are going to jaunt through Vineland on the little hometown Vineland news picture. Come on, Toddles. Let's go for a walk now, or we'll take an automobile ride instead. The residence of Frank Kotak, our neighbor. Mrs. Edna Halpern and a girlfriend. And the residence of your editor, Leon M. Bardfeld and Leonore. Edna Halpern doesn't mind walking over everybody's lawn, but it's winter anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. A baby coach decorates the Bardfeld home, and little Buddy is in it. Buddy and Toddles are apparently pals. Frank Kotak is apparently worried about that fire. Traveling down Southeast Avenue, we first find the Pilgrim Congregational Church, and then the residence of Jacob Rubinoff. This time we find Aunt Lina, but she doesn't put a finger up to her nose. Harry Matlin is there also. East Avenue is one of the fine residential streets of Vineland. The Dr. Dare residence is also a beautiful home on East Avenue. The kiddies certainly enjoy the day out here. And another view of the Bardfeld residence. Immediately adjoining is the residence of Joseph Rosen. Come on, kids, how about giving a fellow a ride? And here's the residence of M.J. Greenblatt, Esquire. Here's Mr. and Mrs. Greenblatt. And the Frank Menny's residence. And as I live, there's the Bardfeld homestead. The Colonel Kimball residence represents a beautiful home in Vineland at East Landis Avenue, the First Presbyterian Church at Vineland. The Methodist Church is an architectural gem. And here's the Trinity Episcopal Church, one of Vineland's older churches. The Baptist Church is another one of the older churches. And here's Beth Israel Congregation, the conservative Jewish element of Vineland's synagogue. Although Vineland was founded in 1862, it stores some of its treasures in the Historical Society building at South 7th Street. This building was made possible through Charles K. Landis. Vineland takes great pride in its beautiful $500,000 high school. English and Gothic in structure. A beautiful edifice indeed. Through these portals of learning, 100 students pass daily. Maine to buy a duck. Here's Huey's Little Robin Duck Farm at West Landis Avenue in Vineland. Here's where all your Long Island ducklings come from. There they go. Look how beautifully they glide along that pond. There's the progress of Vineland. Building booms. Engines churning. Work aplenty for laborers, plasterers, masons, carpenters. Mortar in its troughs. A large addition to the Atlantic Coast Cold Storage Plant at Vineland. Trains puffing away building materials, bringing them into the community. And off the steel workers and the masons. Vineland marches on, building similar to pre-war days. Perilous positions, all for progress. In 7 short weeks, Warner Brothers reconstruct and erect a $250,000 new theater, the Grand. Men work 24 hours a day, steadily, in order that this theater may be erected in time. A city-type palace of amusement in a small community. Enterprising local businessmen erect the Landis Theater, another $250,000 palace of amusement at Easton Landis. The Landis opens one day after the Grand Theater. 6 hours before opening, men still rush, completing construction of the theater. The humdrum and bustle of a small community. Broadway, with its bright lights, has nothing on this small theater. Small, yet it has a capacity of 1,250 seats, modernistically furnished. Vineland marches on. Federal aid makes possible a $750,000 improvement to the Vineland powerhouse. Citizens of this community take pride in its municipal-owned electric plant. The powerhouse is a magnificent community-owned asset. Vineland marches on. Artesian wells supply cool, wholesome water. Since 1937, the year of progress for this community. The new Vineland Egg Auction Building is dedicated on the same day as the Landis Theater, March the 12th, 1937. Vineland High School Band forms the Guard of Honor for the Chief Executive of the State of New Jersey at these dedication ceremonies. Governor Harold G. Hoffman appears at these dedication ceremonies.